so getting through the hands is a little easier. Oh my goodness, like that. Wow. Let's see what it is with these guys. I really like Topuria. I think he's dope. It's hard to have like a favorite in this fight. I think they're both really, really cool fighters. But I think Ilia might have a few more tricks up his sleeve than Holloway. But you never know. Holloway's a beast of a man and very difficult to deal with his volume. It's kind of laggy because I'm screen sharing. Oh man. Yeah, it's going to be kind of slow. So what is his reach anyways? Mr. Topuria. 69 at 100 at 145. That's not a really short reach, but it's definitely not long. I wonder what Max's is. He's tall, but he doesn't really look like he has long arms. Right away, Topuria pressing forward, but like inching. Does this thing that I call marking. I'm not sure if anybody else has a different name for it, but he really tries to just like get into the position over and over that he could throw damaging shots from before he actually commits to throwing the shot. On the back foot a bunch there. Back in more of a boxing stance now. Volk giving him that left leg. Some variety on it, changing the target. And there's that mark again. Just stepping in, right? Stepping in. Just it's a feint, but it seems like it's more than just a feint, right? It's like he's making sure that he can get to that spot reliably, and then once he does, he'll start to shoot attacks from there. I feel like you can time it though. I feel like you could time it. I'm a little bit worried about him getting timed on that with Holloway. Volk really elusive here. Yeah, switching stances, bringing that left kick from the open, and then back to closed again. And then that just constant mark. X marks the spot, and then bang, he'll bring it. Ooh, man, hard calf kick. Trying to catch him with that 3-2, right? Volk is circling to the right, so he's going to try to cut him off with the hook and then bring the cross once he stops his feet. Oh, that's a little dangerous. I don't know if you saw that, but he really dipped his head down to the right when Volk's in that lefty stance. Well, not down to the right, but he's already kind of on the right side. He keeps his head a little bit more to the right side, but he doesn't seem to change in the open stance. I don't really remember how much Holloway uses both stances. I don't have the greatest memory for people individually. I just remember techniques. And just mark. See, and that's the type of stuff. Like I feel like you could time him, and it'll take some time to time him, but he's really trying to time you. But I feel like it's that rhythm, and the movement is predictable enough that you could hit this guy with a flying knee, or even just a step up knee, right? It would have to be the left leg though. Pop that hard feint, the front leg. It's like his best. I feel like it's one of the best things that he does. It's what sets up his whole game is that feint. But I feel like you could live by the sword, die by the sword. Like it's the best thing he does, but it's also the thing that could get him killed. Which that actually happens way more than you would think. Some of the best things I do are also the things that have killed me in the past. Ooh. So it's going to be interesting to see how Ilia, especially in the first couple rounds, how he's able to handle the volume, because like Volk here has got a decent volume, but it's still mostly one shots. It's not combos like Max is throwing. Max is like just like Captain Pepper, pop 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 pop. Oh, and then attacks the takedown. Ilia really trading punches for knees. Not sure that's a great idea. Ooh, nice right hand. I liked how he pop, and then step, moves off the line with it. Roy Jones did that a lot. Ali did it a lot. Neither seems gassed at this point, which it wasn't a high-paced round. Some brain power necessary, but not a whole lot of heavy activity. Man, he's got really good defensive responsibility though. Like his left hand is a little diagonal, but it's, especially considering most MMA fighters, that hand is like down and out. Very, very good high guard, and it's very consistent. Although you do see that left hand does come down a little bit when he starts throwing. Starting to get a little bit more volume here. Mark. That feint, man, it's like a feint, but I'm telling you, man, X marks the spot. I started using it, and it's crazy. Like, you really don't have to do a lot of work as long as you're like good defensive responsibility, like your hands are up, you're really aware of everything and defending properly. You can take your time pressing forward and get to that spot over and over again, so that when you finally are able to throw that cross, when it's finally there, when you're finally able to find that hook, like it's just like your focus is a little bit better because your brain isn't so busy. You're really just doing one thing. Already, from what I've seen, if I was gonna fight Topuria, I'd be clinching his ass. He would be getting clinched. Yeah. Clinch, knee, elbow, underhook. Yeah. Judo, overhook or underhook. I don't even care. I would stay close to him. Way. Way. Yeah, if you can shut that down, if you can shut down his ability to mark the spot over and over repetitively like that, and he's changing his head position every time he comes in, but you could shut his A game down. I know that he had a whole lot of submission wins before he came into the UFC, and then came in and just started using his hands, which is pretty wild that he was able to do that and to take the title like that. It's pretty awesome. So I'm sure he does have a submission game. But if you can shut down this A game that he's become so comfortable in, I think right there that'll help a lot to ensure victory. Yeah, I think the high guard does have cons. It, like everything, right? Everything has a con. It's just, what are the pros and is it worth it? So as far as I'm seeing it anyway, like having both your hands up here is really tiring, right? I think that it's 100% necessary to do it when you're operating in the range that Topuria is always operating in, right? He's always pressing forward, always trying to be in a really close range. So he's got really, really high guard. I'd be in and out a lot more. So when I'm out, my hands can come down, which gives me a little bit more time. And then when I get close, they've got to be up. Sometimes they're up and out. I use a lot of like framing and shelling as well. Again, because I also use a lot of clinch. So getting through the hands is a little easier. Oh my goodness, like that. Oh, wow. Such a nasty combo right there. Let's run that back. I want to see that one again. Oh, man, that left hook. Overhand over the jab. Cuts him off, right? That lateral footwork. Boom, to the body and back upstairs. Boom. Again, over top of that jab. See that lateral motion right there? So important. If you're getting even just the overall tempo that he finished this fight in. Here's why Volk is getting hit with overhands over his jab. Bro, if your jab looks like that, you're getting clapped, dude. You're getting clapped. I'm slipping to the inside, and that 10 is coming right over top. What is happening here? Go. There you go. Okay, and he tries to throw it again. Watch. Bang, right? Because he saw that. And then cuts him off. And then backs him up. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. Boom, boom. Sleeping. And still on the double tap. Okay? Always double tap. You never know, they might come back better them than you. Way. Super sick.
I'm Kajan Johnson. I'm an ex-UFC fighter. If you're an MMA fighter and you want to hack the system, I've got your back. I'm creating Pro Fight Guide, everything that you need to be a pro fighter. We've got a bunch of courses that are already done, and we are cranking out new ones all the time. We've got the anti-wrestler guide, right? I fought a bunch of wrestlers. I fought Islam Makhachev. I fought Rustam Habilov. I fought Adriano Martins. I fought world champion jiu-jitsu guys. I fought Greco-Roman wrestlers. I fought freestyle wrestlers. Man, I've been fighting people trying to hold me down like my whole career. Needless to say, I've been studying this problem intently, and I've crammed all of the knowledge that you need to beat wrestlers into one guide. One-stop shop. This has bottom game, this has striking, this has cage control strategies, wall work, how to get up, how to rip their leg off if they don't let you up. It's got everything you need to whoop on these wrestlers. The anti-wrestler guide alone is like 70 plus videos or something. I'm gonna keep adding to it. MMA basics course, we've got all the things that you need to know for like your first year of training really. Striking strategies, grappling strategies, submission escape, submission attacks, positional awareness, passes, transitions, footwork patterns, the basic weapons, the most important weapons, the foundation of the weaponry, the arsenal that you need to build as an MMA fighter, how to chain from striking into takedowns, strategies on the wall, like how do you grapple on a wall, because a lot of the time people just teach you jiu-jitsu and they teach you wrestling and then they're like, yeah, go, and then there's a wall there and you're like, what the hell do I do with this thing? They're like, I don't know, figure it out, right? You don't have to figure it out. Get the MMA basics guide. That's what we made it for. I know some of you guys live in remote communities. Like I grew up in a town called Burns Lake, like 2,500 people tops. We don't have access to elite level MMA instruction in Burns Lake, BC. This is one of the reasons that it's so important to me to make this. It's gonna be a database for people that don't have access to world-class coaches. You do now. Just get the Pro Fight Guide, 70% off still. This is the last chance. You gotta get it now. We're raising the prices because it's just gonna be too valuable. Even if you're not a pro fighter and you just wanna learn how to defend yourself, if you wanna learn how to get in shape, MMA honestly for me is one of the best way to stay in shape because it's so much more stimulating for your brain than running on a stupid treadmill. Last chance right now for the 70% off pre-order on Pro Fight Guide. We're raising the price.